This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Haloyim Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Harachak Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Shalom. Back at you with another lesson. It's going to be entitled Self-Discipline Conquers Demons. Self-discipline conquers demons. All right? And self-discipline or temperance, balance, drives out evil spirits, evil energies, and demonic attacks. And ultimately, their reliance or the source of that self-discipline is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. And every man, I started 24, it says, Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. That's right, man. And we're running this race, all right, of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in order to receive that crown of life. We have this role. We devour it down, wisdom and understanding, and we run to prophesy, teach, edify, exhort, all right, and be pillars in that temple of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But as those pillars standing strong, we must stand strong in self-discipline. We must stand strong in self-control, okay, in moderation and temperance, all right, verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. You see? So let's get that word temperate. Let's get into it a little bit more. I'll read it in the NLT, 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. All athletes are disciplined in their training. You see? Notice that word discipline. It says they do it to win a prize that will fade away, going into that corruptible crown, because corruptible is another word for earthly. It says, but we do it for an eternal prize. And eternal is another word for incorruptible, man, or heavenly, okay? But it says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. So let's get that word temperate, okay?
Strong's G 1467.
Eglatuama. It says to be self-controlled, continent, to exhibit self-government, but self-government in who? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, not just self-government in thine own ways. The scriptures tell you in Jeremiah, the heart is desperately wicked, who can know it? So we have to be self-governed in the mind of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is these scriptures, all right, which are these precepts, okay, which is the law, okay, as the scriptures tell you, the law for a lamp and a commandment for a light. Roughly paraphrasing, it says conduct, okay, oneself temperately. It says in a figure drawn from athletes. It says who in preparing themselves for the games. And what are those games likened unto? Jacob's trouble, man. These times of tribulation, man, where we are to be tested, man. The spiritual battlefield, the things we endure on a daily, man. All right, the trials are the games that the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai puts us through, man. But ultimately, preparing us and refining us to get the victory over the image of this system, man. All right. So that's why we have to remain in self-control, because the society is built up in wickedness, and we're constantly subjected to different demonic attacks, all right, different things that wicked thoughts try to seep in to make us act on them. But these things can be overcome and conquered through self-discipline, All right, in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we're going to prove that. I'm going to read it again. It says, in a figure drawn from athletes who, in preparing themselves for the games, abstain from unwholesome food, you see, wine, and sexual indulgence. All right, and that reminds me of that woman, man, and also these different philosophies, man, of the world, man. All right, that try to corrupt you, defile you. Okay, the different doctrines, the different ideologies, the different dogmas. Hell, the image of this society, man. All right, that's unwholesome food. This charagma, man, that Esau Edom is coming down and is gonna come down with great wrath with and make mandatory soon, man. All right, we're abstaining from that, man, in order to prepare ourselves for the kingdom of heaven, man, because that can't enter into the kingdom, man. We're likened unto the image of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, not Esau Edom. All right, it says self-restraint. It says to exercise self-restraint. Strong's definition. It says in diet and chastity, contain, be temperate. All right. Now I want to get that definition just off Google of self-control. It says self-control, the ability to control oneself, in particular one's emotions and desires, are the experience of them in one's behavior. You see? So in order to basically have self-control, you have to be walking in the spirit and power Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You have to be mindful of things. You have to be circumspect. You have to be aware. You have to discern between things spiritually, all right, to know how to act and to know how to withdraw sometimes or to know how to proceed, man. All right, sometimes to hold back, sometimes to go forward, man. Okay, using the spirit, all right. It uses it in a definition. It says Lucy silently struggled for self-control, right? Because Lucy's battling demons, and Lucy is not in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Because ultimately, we go through these things, but the Lord has given us the spirit and power of a sound mind, all right, to have that balance and maintain it, man, all right, and not be one-sided, okay. Now it says similar, self-discipline, self-restraint, restraint. Now let's tap on self-discipline. It says self-discipline. Let's get the full definition. It says self-discipline, the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. The ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. And that's heavy. I'm going to read it again. It says the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. Right. That's self-discipline. Controlling your feelings in order to overcome your weaknesses, man. We all have weaknesses in the flesh. All right. The society, it tempts us all day long, man. All right. And in order to overcome those things, we have to stay in the spirit, be self-disciplined, be temperate. All right. As the scriptures say, it says the ability to pursue what one thinks is right, which is the truth, all right, despite temptations to abandon it, because this world tempts us to abandon what we know, what we love, what we know is true, man, all right, which is the words and the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. So in order to overcome those temptations, you have to have the ability to control your feelings, man, all right, and overcome your weaknesses that you have personally, man, and that's what we ultimately do on a daily. We work towards those things, as it says. I'm gonna read it again. 1 Corinthians 9. Read it again. Bear with me, Akim. All right. 1 Corinthians 9:25. And every man that striveth for the master is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. That's right, man. So you want to set that ultimate example for self-discipline, for temperance, all right, for self-control, okay, for conquering and overcoming your weaknesses by putting your emotions to the side and ruling with your spirit and ruling over your spirit, man. I'm going to read it again. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. Right. By what? self-denial, man. Denying the things that make you weak, man. All right, that are ultimately of the flesh. It says, lest that by any means, when I preach to others, I myself should be a castaway. I'm gonna read it from the NLT. All right, 1 Corinthians 9:26. So I run with purpose in every step. I am not just shadow boxing, right, man? We're not just shadow boxing. All right, we're preparing for something that's actually gonna take place, to actually use these skills, right? To actually be in that mindset of self-denial and to actually do it, not just set goals, but actually strive out to obtain them. And we know ultimately we're not going to be perfect in this flesh, but ultimately we're putting our best foot forward, man. All right, and striving for the mastery, striving for self-control, striving for self-discipline, man. All right, it says, I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. Otherwise, I fear that after preaching to others, I myself might be disqualified. That's right, man. So in order to be that ultimate example and ultimate runner, all right, as the scriptures say, run. In order to be that ultimate runner, you have to train. All right, you have to be in the mindset of a runner. You have to take the path of a runner, man. All right, you have to do what a runner does. All right, and ultimately, what's going to happen? The Lord is going to give you that endurance to overcome these things, to overcome your weaknesses. All right, and get that incorruptible, as it said. Get this real quick. Here we go. All right. This is Proverbs 25:28. It says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Right, man? Because if you don't have a rule over your own spirit, then you're not in the spirit. Right? So therefore, you're not defended. The spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not covering you, man, because you're not operating in the spirit. You're not being self-disciplined. You're being let's see, matter of fact, let's see some self-discipline antonyms. All right, because self-discipline says you abandon your own emotions, basically, to overcome your weaknesses. So some antonyms for self-discipline, it says blandness, calmness, elaborateness, extravagant. Let's see if we can find some better ones. It says self-discipline. Okay, what is the opposite of self-discipline? It says self-indulgence, excess, drunkenness, indulgence, dissipation. It says wildness, gluttony, intemperance, incontinence. Man, all right, that's the opposite of self-discipline, man. All right, and that's weaknesses. All these things on this list are weaknesses, man. Excess, drunkenness, indulgence, dissipation. That's not walking in the spirit, man. Gluttony, wildness, unconstraint. Unconstraint, meaning what? Your spirit is not under control, man. All right? That is, as it is written, Proverbs 25:28, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Broken down and without walls, meaning what? Just like that definition read, you're wild, man. You have no spiritual seatbelt, man. All right? And when that car gets shaken up, okay, what's going to happen, man? You're going to be injured. You're going to hurt yourself, man. So you have to have self-discipline in this truth, man. Knowing what we know, this wisdom and knowledge, man, it's not to be played with. All right? Let's see if I can find this other one. This is Proverbs 16:32. It says, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. You see? So ruling your spirit is a big, big strength, man. All right? When you have rule and self-discipline over your spirit, you can conquer demons. You can conquer your weaknesses. Let's get it. Proverbs 16. What was that? 32. This is Proverbs 16:32 in the NLT. It says, better to be patient than powerful. Better to have self-control. Self-control again. We just read that definition of self-control. It says, better to be patient than powerful. Better to have self-control than to conquer a city. Because if you conquer a city and you're just a wild, raging ruler, that city is going to be burnt down shortly after, man. But if you have self-control, it's held in a higher regard than conquering a city, man. All right? Because you can conquer a city, but you don't have the self-control or the self-discipline to maintain that city, man. So that self-control is better, man. Okay? I want to read that one and let's see. Read this other one in the NLT, Proverbs 25 and 28. Let's see. There's something in that one. Okay, this is Proverbs 25 and 28. In the NLT, it says, a person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls. Yeah, man. No defense. And that defense that we have is the name of the Lord, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. That strong tower. All right? This is Proverbs 18 and 10. It says, the name of the Lord, Yahweh, is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. Ooh, you see? And as an high wall in his own conceit. You see, because it says the rich man's wealth is his strong city. That's why self-control and ruling over the spirit is held greater than that strong city, man. Than him that taketh a city, because a rich man can take a city, man, and be destroyed by that wealth thereof, man. All right? But it says, and as an high wall in his own conceit. And let's see if they have something on that one in the NLT as well. Proverbs 18 and 11 in the NLT, it says, the rich think of their wealth as a strong defense. You see? They imagine it to be a high wall of safety. Yeah, man, but our wall of safety and how we remain safe or in the spirit is self-discipline and self-control, and that's greater than he that taketh a city, which is that rich man. All right? And that's how ultimately we're going to not take that charagma, man. Through self-denial, self-control, because that's a weakness. That's of the flesh, man. All right? Being made into the image of the base man of the planet, man. All right? But that's another lesson. Lord willing, this message has been edifying. All right? Self-discipline conquers demons. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Call Halayim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaRachak Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last sects of time. Kwam Yashala, Shalom.